missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with heart.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So this week I'm going to be doing a touch-up on this client. So she normally gets some underlights and then we throw on some amazing rainbow on her hair. Last time we did her rainbow was probably, maybe it was about like 4 or 5 months ago or more. I'm not really sure, but it faded out really pretty. You can still see it's like faded out really pastel. And so we're just gonna be touching it up. And then for these semis, I'm gonna be using the Danger Jones neons to touch up her rainbow. Alrighty, so I'm going to go in with the underlight retouch. So for underlights, whenever I do a retouch like this, because we are slicing and you got to be pretty precise with this type of application, I generally do like to use a cream bleach. I find that a cream bleach just is a little bit thicker compared to a powder bleach. And I feel like when it processes, it really does stay put. So I feel like whenever you're doing a touch-up on slices like this or a solid application, you just have to be extremely careful with your application, and you can't have anything that is going to swell or kind of leak onto any previous highlights. So I generally like to use a cream bleach for this, and I'm going straight in with just 20 volume. Because I find that it just lifts really well. I feel like a cream bleach is a little bit more gentle than a powder bleach, so that's why I'm going to be going in with just 20 volume, because I feel like if I were to use something a little bit lower like I normally do, it might take a little bit longer. So I'm just going in with 20, and then later I do pull out the foils based off of when they're ready. So even though I am just using 20 volume for the whole head, I still will be pulling out the foils as soon as they're ready. Now, as I'm doing my application, I'm trying to make sure that my slices are nice and see-through. And then when doing this application, I do like to use conditioner on the ends. It just kind of helps the hair stay in place and kind of prevents any of the foils from slipping, and also helps as like a barrier so that the lightener doesn't move on to the previous blonde areas. And then after I pretty much do all of her foils, I am going to be hitting her root. So with her root, I'm going to just hit it as soon as I see that the foils have reached about a level 8. And then I just put it directly in between the foils so she can have that solid application from roots to ends. So now for the fun part, I'm going to be going in and adding her rainbow panels. So I'm going to start in the front, and we are going to be doing rainbow panels around the hairline. By rainbow panels, I mean that we are going to be painting on different shades of the rainbow horizontally on the foil, and then blending that all out with my finger. And this is honestly my favorite part, because I love working with rainbow colors. I feel like it's just really satisfying, especially when you like rinse it all out and all that. Just really fun to work with. So I was really excited for this transformation, even though we're doing a touch-up. So when I'm doing these rainbow panels, I do like to start painting from the bottom up as I'm going through and slicing the hair. So I will take very thin slices, lay it on top of the foil, and then I will choose the color starting from the ends. So for here, the purple is at the bottom, so I started by painting the purple first, then the blue, then the green, etc., because I find that it helps with laying the hair down and just kind of creates a more clean application when doing it this way. And for her rainbow colors, I am using the Danger Jones line, and I pretty much mixed up most of like their neon colors and then diluted it a little bit with some of their clear to create her rainbow tones. And I really love using these colors because I find that it creates such a bright, beautiful rainbow, and then it's going to fade out really pretty against her blonde because she's lifted really light. By the way, guys, sorry that this clip is a little bit out of focus. I totally did not realize that it was a little blurry, but you can see I do start from the bottom and then work my way towards the top, and then just making sure that I'm really saturating with the colors here. Sometimes when I'm blending into the color below or above it, I do kind of like run through, and I'm not super scared of it peeking into the other color because we want it to be a nice soft blend. And then after I do that, I do go in, and you can see I'm rubbing it with my fingers to kind of blend out the line and make sure that everything is pretty much fully saturated. And you know, I get a lot of questions from like clients asking if rainbow takes a long time, and I feel like this part where you do the rainbow paneling probably takes the longest or the most amount of time. And then once I get to the back part here, since we're doing like color blocking and just chunks of each individual rainbow color, this is kind of just a quicker application. And when I do this part, I do like to pre-section the hair, and then it just makes it a lot easier to go through the rainbow tones in the back. And for her rainbow colors, we just kind of went with the order of the rainbow. So I made sure to section a piece for each color, and then just painting that completely solid. And I chose to do the sections in the back vertically because we did panels in the front, so I wanted some like differentiation between the sections and the placement. I didn't want to do rainbow panels on the whole head because I wanted it to look different from the front and the back, yet keeping the same color scheme with the same rainbow tones. And I absolutely love working with the Danger Jones line because I feel like their colors have a ton of pigment, which is really great, and I find that for a lot of my clients it's been lasting a lot longer than the other lines that I have used in their hair before. So a lot of them have been really happy with the results and how long it lasts, because we all know that fashion tones or creative color tones like these, they tend to fade really fast, which is really sad, especially when you have a beautiful rainbow like this. So I really do love using their line for it. And as you can see here too, as I'm blending out and like applying the color, it's really easy to spread and work with. It's kind of like, it's not super thin, but it is more of a thinner consistency than what I was used to from other lines. And I honestly think that it makes it a lot easier to work through the hair with. And I feel like because the consistency is a little bit thinner than other brands, it just makes it a lot easier to blend and just apply really quickly too. It works best on dry hair, but I have put it on wet hair before and I feel like it works just as great. I do prefer doing it on dry hair though, because I find that it lasts just a teeny bit longer when doing it on dry hair, but you can absolutely put it on wet hair as well. And then this is what the full application looked like after. It was just so satisfying. I had to get a really quick clip of it to show you guys before I rinsed it out. So I let the color process for about like 25 to 30 minutes. And then now we're going to be rinsing the hair. And I wanted to show you guys the rinse because it's not like these colors are going to like bleed into each other and mess up my whole rainbow, which I absolutely love. This color line does stay put, and you will see a bit color of when you rinse it because the colors are very vibrant, but I'm really not worried about like the purple taking over onto the other colors when rinsing, which is a really crucial and good thing about certain like fashion tones and what sets them apart from other brands, especially when doing multiple colors like this. I feel like that's really important when you're doing a rainbow, that the other vibrant tones don't technically ruin and bleed into the other sections. Alrighty guys, so here is her finished look. We did a nice cut on her and then blow dried her straight. I absolutely love the way that this came out, and you can see how beautiful and vibrant her rainbow is. I feel like this is going to fade out amazing because of what she's lifted to under. It's going to just fade back into that pastel color, and it just looks so good, and it was just so fun to do this whole transformation. Alrighty guys, that is it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in, and as always, I will talk to you guys next week.